My name is Lisa, and I'm trying to recover from narcissistic abuse and complex PTSD. So I wanted to just make a short video about what gives me some relief, like the things that I'm doing to try to heal. Because I have seen some progress doing this stuff, and then of course it goes up and down. Like sometimes, a lot of the time, I will slip back into hopelessness. But I feel like the methods that's often happens when I stop doing the work that I need to do. So then I usually just go back to watching YouTube channels, and that kind of triggers me to go on the right direction. Basically, the first thing that I have been doing, the first thing that was just possible to do and easy to do, was to just watch the SpartanLifeCoach YouTube and SoundCloud channels, just over and over, constantly. Every time there was a new video, I would watch it, and it would give me some instant relief. That was the only time when I was in relief, when I was listening to those videos, because everything he was saying made so much sense, and it was just describing exactly what I was going through. So just that alone was really good. And then he will then, tell you where to go, what books to read, what kind of things to do. And he has these courses that you can get as well. So I got a couple of his courses. So that was one. That's basically the core of what I'm doing. And I feel relief from it. And I feel like his methods are all really solid and good. Another thing that I've done through this dark reality tunnel is calling San Francisco's suicide prevention hotline. They are totally amazing. It's the only place where I don't get triggered and re-traumatized from talking to professionals. They get it. They are amazing. I don't know what they do, but I've called them sometimes 4 times a day. And everyone I talk to is always different people. They're amazing. Everything they say is amazing. I've never been hurt by them. And then Lila Lorick, she's also really amazing. She's actually helped me by email, and her ebooks are really good. And yeah, she gave me this very short way in how to deal with an emotional flashback. And it's just 4 things to do. I can go through, but I guess it's like, I can go through it now. It's you write down when you are in an emotional flashback, then you write down what your reaction is to it, and then you guess what that could be related to, and then the 4th thing is that you process it emotionally. You have to emotionally process. So that's not super easy, but I found one of the exercises that the SpartanLifeCoach has taught me in one of the courses, which is, there are so many different ways you can do, but I found one that worked for me. So that's the easy 4-step way to recovery. And Lila work was just awesome. She just emailed this to me, and I've been doing it. Basically, I do it every day. Then, of course, SpartanLifeCoach also says to read this book, Complex PTSD, From Surviving to Thriving by Pete Walker. I think that's just basically I just had to read it, and I can really recommend it also. I think it's basic understanding of what's going on. And then, of course, the Tao of Fully Feeling, also by Pete Walker. That one was basically a game changer for me, because I had to learn how to emote my feelings. And it really talks about that very well. Then I also listened a lot to Thrive After Abuse. It's another YouTube channel. And it's also very helpful. It was helpful, and it continues to be helpful to just listen to someone who is rational, logical, calm, understanding this, and an example of someone who may actually have healed and overcome this kind of thing. It's really important to see people that seem to have overcome it, just like the SpartanLifeCoach. Also, Sam Vaknin, I really, really got a lot of help from watching his YouTube channels. And more than anything, he gives in one video he gives 3 pieces of advice in how to deal with a narcissistically abusive relationship. And it is leave, the other is leave, and the 3rd is leave. And I really think that's really so important, because it comes from Sam Vaknin. He should know this stuff. I take his word means a lot. yeah, there's no just like, but maybe no, just leave. There's no discussion. It's very authoritative, and it works for me somehow. So that's been like an anchor for me. Whenever I feel like, oh, I shouldn't have done this, I should go. Maybe I go back, and maybe I'll find someone else. No, leave. Then I also have. I used to read Alice Miller a lot. I found her books to be very difficult to understand, but the one thing I took from it is healing the practical first. Like first, before any processing, you need to have a place to live, an income, basic stuff like being able to take care of yourself, food, hygiene, basic stuff. And that stuff is, I really struggle with it still. I mean, I ended up being homeless for 3 years. Very recently, I was able to get stable housing. But yeah, it's a big deal. Like without having housing, it's very hard to heal. Without having an income, it's very hard to heal. And that's, of course, why the narcissistically abusive people, they will attack the basic, they attack your practical life. And so it's a deliberate way to make it impossible for you to be strong and stable. So healing that has been like really hard, but something where I've put a lot of focus on. Also, ASCA support groups, it's adult survivors of childhood abuse. That's been really good. And then my therapists. And more than anything, I'm able to have my therapists be compassionate witnesses to my emoting. So mourning alone is almost impossible for me. I'm learning it now, but I can mourn with certain therapists. They can give me that space and safety and just be a witness. I think that's really important. And also angering. It's also really important to have witness to that. And it's, yeah. So that's where therapy comes in, I think. Because a lot of therapists, they really have no idea. They just don't know about the stuff. And they do re-traumatize because they do minimize when they don't understand. So I've been very, very careful in how I pick my therapists as well. And different therapists for different things. I had one therapist who was really great for mourning, and I could really cry with her. And then another one where I couldn't cry, but I could be really angry. So it's good. So yeah, I think that, you know, this is what I'm doing right now. And I don't know if it will really heal me or not. But it's definitely, I think it's something. It's possible that it could work. I definitely feel whenever people say, oh, you will heal, it'll be fine. I'm like, no, I won't. But I still, obviously, it's my duty to try. So this is what I'm doing to try. I think that it seems to be logical, rational. There seems to be people that know what they're doing. They've done a lot of studying about these issues and they've gone through it themselves. I think Pete Walker also had CPTSD. So, you know, I let them lead the way because they seem to know what they're talking about. And I'm just going to continue to share my updates. So, yeah, okay, thanks, bye.